welcome back to Date with the Divas. We have some hot topics to discuss with you viewers. I hope you have your beverage of choice and are ready to talk about these hot topics because they are what? Hot. If you haven't already subscribed, we'll hop to it and click on that subscribe button. And don't forget to like our videos. Now, Antrese, are you ready to get us started?
I'm ready.
All right, all right.
Oh, first up, if you were one of the 118 million people who tuned in to the Super Bowl halftime this Sunday, then you know that Rihanna was the performer of the night. And Rihanna did a 10-song set for 13 minutes. She was accompanied by 80 dancers dressed in white jumpsuits. And her one special guest was her baby in her tummy. She used this opportunity to announce her second pregnancy. Now, this performance has been causing some controversy because some people loved it, some people hated it, and a lot of people thought it was meh. So Divas, what did you think of Rihanna's halftime performance?
Meh.
Meh.
Wasn't impressed.
I even disliked her hair. I'm like, this was the hairstyle you came up with? You've had better hair. She's had better hairstyles in photo shoots of like their whole braid kind of thing. I'm like, could have had that at least. I mean, something different. That's like a down the street type of going to the grocery store type of hairstyle. But
you know what, Alicia? When you said that, because I was like, she had the same hairstyle when she was on her interview the day of, the morning of, or whatever.
Marilyn, I think your number two is a picture of the hairstyle that we're talking about. It was a ponytail with like long braids. And
then she has like, I thought it was cute, but it was like, okay.
All of the optics just didn't. I mean, I know now that her red coat was like a nod to Andre Leontali, but just, you know, this red, like her and all red, and then them in white. It was just meh. I don't know what I was expecting, but this wasn't it.
I will say this. I'm a Rihanna fan. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, Rihanna, but I am a Rihanna fan. I like her music, but we got to keep it real. Rihanna is not an entertainer. She's not an Usher. She's not a Beyonce. She's not it. And most of her fans like Rihanna because they like Rihanna, her music, the catchiness, you know, she be whining and, you know, doing all that stuff. You already know what you're going to get when you're there. You're a fan, you just like her because you like her. So if you were expecting a whole bunch of extra stuff and she's pregnant now, nah, man, she's not going to be doing that extra. She's going to be doing less dancing than she was doing before. So before she give you 10 steps, now she's going to give you 8 because she got a belly. You got what you get, and don't
you get what you normally get, Lava, because I agree with that. I've been to concerts with her. She gave what she normally gives, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but that she's not an entertainer from the standpoint, like you said, a Beyonce or some of the other entertainers. She put the show on.
Like, man, but y'all was like under my umbrella. Y'all was like, okay, singing along.
I was singing along with it. Yeah, that's why I feel like she gave what she normally would give.
She is. That's what she gave Rihanna. And so
I like her songs. I've never been to any of her concerts, so that's good to know, Marilyn, that's kind of how she usually is.
I mean, she gave what she gave, and I even respect the fact, I mean, here she is, she's guessing 4 or 5 months pregnant, you know, the fact that she's in the air doing what she did, I mean, 13 minutes, I can't imagine while pregnant. So, I mean, I give her much props for that. I mean, again, like I said, her show was good for based off of what you expect for Rihanna, and that's why I think it was a good show. But if you're trying to compare it to other Super Bowl performances or other people, you can't. You got Rihanna.
Thank you. You can't compare it to last year's. Last year's? That was on point.
Yeah, last year's is one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
That was on point. You can't, and it's not comparable because they're the artists, you know. And then I saw, you know, on, you know, people were talking about like in terms of like who can compare, like because they were trying to like put it on the scale, like, oh, does Usher have the, you know, the type of music in order? And I'm like, yeah, Usher could, but again, you can't compare Usher to Rihanna. They're two totally different type of performances, people.
Lava, in terms of last year's performance, I kind of was expecting there to be more guests because Rihanna is
Right.
the queen of collaborations. I mean, she could have had
Right.
Drake out there. She could have had Jay-Z, who was in the building, by the
Mhm.
way. She could have had T.I. She could have had so
True.
many people. Eminem, like that. She's done so many great collaborations. I
agree.
was expecting to see a little bit of that peppered in there.
But
That's
maybe
what I
because
was
she was
expecting.
pregnant. I mean, if you think about it, she had those people who are more, she couldn't give as much either. So balancing that.
I'm talking about rappers, Marilyn, who's just gonna stand there and do a little sway with her, okay?
But maybe
Like,
Right.
Jay-Z's not gonna give you more than that.
Selfish.
Eminem's not gonna give you more than that.
Right.
Drake is not gonna give you too much more than that. I mean,
Mhm.
but I did think it was a flex for that woman to stand on that platform
Yeah.
and belt out her hits and say, I don't need anybody else.
Anybody.
Bitch,
Mhm.
better
Her
have
makeup, her Fenty makeup, and she
Yes,
said,
I was just gonna say
That
that.
was the great part right there, doing her makeup
Right.
like that. Like, I'm like, you go, girl, for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the tweets and the stuff that she's getting, they're talking about, everybody says the reason why they do those performances because they don't get paid is because of the albums and all the sales. And she's blown up since, like, her Fenty
Yeah.
line, her
Mhm.
Instagram, people are joined
Her
Instagram,
music,
all her
period.
music's being replayed. So she's been
Yeah.
paid. She did what she needed to do to get her ducats.
Yep.
Can't
She
hate
doesn't
on it.
care. She doesn't care what you guys think.
and that's Riri.
She
Right.
got paid.
she's thinking about her bun in the oven right now and trying to be common sense for that.
Yeah. I got a question. Did y'all see the sign language performer?
Yes.
Now she was more interesting than Rihanna.
Thank you.
During the performance, I saw her after the fact. So
Yeah, I saw it after the fact also, but I was like, oh, where can I see this whole performance?
Thing.
Yeah,
I know. I was
They
thinking
make-
about that. I said, is she putting on a show? I mean, did they tell her what to choreograph? And yeah, she was doing the whole.
Right.
I think she has to practice that with her during the performance because she has to know the words and
Oh,
know
yeah,
the
she had to know the
transition.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
They
how it
were
really
good.
sung.
Because they had the sign language, the people that did sign language throughout the Super Bowl.
Game.
Mhm.
You know, the game, you know, for everybody that did their performance, which is great. I thought, you know, it was good. And not only that they were there, but that they showed them, you know, sometimes they're just off on the back and you don't really
Yeah, I was like
realize
that. I
it.
think that's what it is picking up more popularity with them showing it, and
The guy from Coda was there
Mhm.
and he was doing the sign language as well.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Were you guys aware that they were on, Rihanna and her dancers were on actual floating platforms? Like they
Yes.
were
when they
on-
came
Yes.
down, yeah.
I
It
saw
looked
that.
like-
That was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that was scary.
And
When I
they
saw
had
Like,
to be
get her off
harnessed.
of there.
They had to be harnessed to the platform and the ceiling.
Okay.
That's what those wires were.
Mhm.
Putting them in place.
Why-
And her too.
And they had to
Exactly.
be within 3 feet of the edge of each platform so that nobody would fall off.
All off.
And so
Mm,
I
Yeah.
thought, well, maybe that was one of the reasons the choreography was so like
Simple.
limited.
simple and tight and kind of like just a little bit of a flow with it.
Yeah.
But when they were but then she got to the bottom though. Like she was on the platform for a couple of songs, and then she went to like
The
Mhm.
stage.
that was
It
on
was
the
always floating above because of the grass. There's a new
Right.
Oh,
thing
so
with
even
the-
that
with the
stage was
grass.
floating?
The players feel like grass hurts less, so they're
Mhm.
renovating all of the stadiums so that there's grass on the floor. So there was concern that the stage would mess up the grass.
Oh, so
Okay.
So
every
they made a deal that they would create platforms that were
Mm.
above the ground.
You learn
Okay.
something new.
But
on
she
Daily.
was dealing with that in addition to her pregnancy. This
Yeah.
other.
Now let me
I
ask
don't
you
know.
guys this: do you think she should have passed it up since she was pregnant and wait till
No.
next year?
No. No.
Well,
She
you
had
know
already
what?
accepted that.
I
She
was-
had already
that's what I was
accepted
gonna
before
say.
she even got
Okay.
pregnant. So you can't really, at that point in
Oh,
time, she had to
okay.
go with what
Right,
she
and
had to go.
No. Not true. She was 3 months pregnant when she was considering it, because she said she was considering, should I really be making a decision like this when I'm 3 months
Mm.
pregnant?
But I think if you got the opportunity and you can physically, like, it's not going to harm you, then
Right.
yeah, do it, because who's to say that you are going to be the person they want next year?
Right.
Mhm.
Well, she's turned it down several times.
Mhm.
Yes.
This is the
Yeah.
first time that she's
She accepted.
finally agreed to do it. And she outperformed the actual Super Bowl.
Right. I heard that too. Yeah.
They got
She outperformed.
113 million
Oh,
viewers,
she did?
but
Mhm.
118.7 people tuned in for the halftime.
For the halftime.
Yeah, because
I
I
thought
didn't
it
watch
was
the Super
fans.
For
Bowl.
any
Rihanna's
Super
fans are
Bowl.
Rihanna's fans.
Say
Say
what?
that again.
Rihanna's fans are Rihanna's fans.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
They're gonna
that's
come
very
represent
true.
regardless.
Yeah, I think that's the same for about any artist. Like they're gonna be there for their performance and then bye. Like that's definitely me. I'll catch the highlights the next day. Okay, who won? Okay, who cares? You know.
Well, I didn't think it was a great Super Bowl performance when you compare it to other great Super Bowl performances, but I
Mhm.
thought it was a great Rihanna performance, and I thought it was visually spectacular. And she's that cool girl that's always going to give you a little bit of that, and that's just about it.
About
you know?
it.
Mhm.
I know once I was watching it, I was like, wait, what was I was like, I don't know what I was expecting. I saw her in concert a very long time ago. She was opening for Kanye West. Like that's how long ago it was. I felt like it was more exciting, but maybe it was just because I was in the building and I'm at the concert. Yeah, it just again, I didn't know what I was expecting, and I wasn't home during the Super Bowl. I had somewhere else to be, so I came home and watched it later, and I was all excited, and then I was like, oh, this is it. We just gonna sing these songs really fast.
Well, you
Yeah,
know
I
what?
like the stage.
I've
Go
ne-
ahead.
I've never seen her concerts. I don't think I've ever seen her perform on TV even. When she came out, number one, I was appalled because I couldn't tell the melody of any of her songs. None. It was just loud to me. I couldn't figure out a harmony, a melody. And then when she was moving, I was thinking, there's something wrong with her. Now, I don't know how she puts on a performance, how she did, but she wasn't dancing. She clearly was not dancing. She was just standing and doing a point with this leg, point with that other leg. She just
That's her
wasn't dancing.
normal. It's her normal get down, what she normally does.
Yeah, I was just wondering what was wrong. I thought maybe she wasn't feeling well. Well, not in a bad way. I just was. I really thought something was wrong.
Right, you can tell something seemed off, right? Yeah, because to me, I feel like she does a little bit more dancing in her Instagram stuff. Like I don't know, maybe it's just because
she does like more of the winding of the hips
Yeah.
and stuff, and maybe it was like, okay, I got to cool on that for the Super Bowl anyway.
But
Like
that belly was in the way.
I-
She couldn't
Right.
do the. What did
She
you
could have
call it?
winded. I
Wine?
seen Kiki do some winding with her belly big, so I know she could do some winding if she wanted to.
I mean, she did some cute
They're-
steps, and her
they're
dancers
all
did some good stuff, and great precision. I thought they, with the white and the red, it was, you could see the precision. They did a good job. They did a good job.
Yeah, the dancers were good. That's why I thought something was off with Rihanna, because the dancers were. I thought they were dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I struggle with the costumes, y'all.
She's never gonna be the hardest working dancer on the stage. She's not a
Mhm.
Beyonce, she's not a Britney, she's not a J-Lo. Her dancers are gonna do the work, and she'll come in and she'll, give you a little.
Give a little.
Right. Exactly what she did. But tell us what you think. Did you guys think it was a smash, a disappointment, a meh? Drop down in the comments and let us know. How did this performance rate for you in comparison to other great Super Bowl halftime performances? So we're going to keep it going with Rihanna and the halftime. There was a little bit more controversy that came out of that performance. Olivia Wilde, I don't know if you're familiar with her or not, but she's an actress turned director. She just had a movie out last year called Don't Worry, Darling, I think the name of it is.
Sounds
So
familiar.
Olivia was enjoying the show more than some of you ladies were. And she was tweeting about it. And she especially enjoyed Rihanna's boyfriend's enjoyment of the performance. And she tweeted, "If I thought he was hot before, this really put me over the edge." And the Rihanna Navy went crazy and started accusing Miss Wilde of being thirsty, of being embarrassing. She did a follow-up tweet defending herself. "For anyone who got it twisted, it's hot to respect your partner, especially when your partner just did that." I don't know if she's trying to sound Black with that, but whatever. So she eventually deleted her the whole thing because people were on her with her thirst. So Divas. Rihanna has never responded to this, but what do we think? Is it inappropriate to openly flirt with somebody else's man?
Well,
I don't.
I
don't
noticed
take
that
it as
she tagged
flirting. She
Rihanna.
tagged them in there
So
too.
I was like, yeah, she tagged
Rihanna
Rihanna.
and
So,
him
She
in it.
did, she did.
so I was like, I don't feel like it was a.
But you know,
But
bitches
that's
will
like
flirt.
when we talk
Listen,
about other
part.
celebrities.
bitches will flirt with your man right in your face, okay?
Yep.
So tag
I don't
him.
think she would have
True,
tagged
but
him.
I
But
feel like
I
she.
don't think it was.
I feel like she said, she was just saying like, oh, it's hot to support your woman, like, you know,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
it
Could've
just
worded
Didn't
it
kinda
use the
better.
came
right
off.
terminology. She just was texting and posting quickly and didn't think through the way she said it. And I think that was more of, I don't think she was intentionally
Yeah.
flirting with him.
I agree. We
But
do
we
it with
can't hear
other
you.
celebrities when you see other celebrity couples or what have you, and oh my goodness, they look good or he looks good or whatever. Are we being thirsty? We're just saying that they look handsome or beautiful
But the
or
difference
whatever.
is though, is that we don't have access to that person. Like she could have.
She probably ain't got access to him
Oh,
either.
come
Beyond,
on.
You might
beyond
know.
his
Maybe ever run in the
Instagram.
same circles and meet him one day. Who knows?
Now,
She's
people
Lala, we
thinking if
can't
she had
hear you.
access,
flirting
he's
when
interested in
somebody
her.
of the opposite sex likes your picture. That's considered flirting. So you guys are trying to say that openly tweeting that your man is hot. If I didn't think he was hot before, I definitely think he's hot now. We don't consider that a flirt.
I
I
do.
don't.
I don't
don't.
because she tagged Rihanna. If I hadn't seen Rihanna tag, then I would have been like, hey, because at first when you're reading, I was like, oh, then I was like, oh, she tagged her. I was like, they could all be friends or something. I don't know.
But
What were
Marnie,
you
if
saying,
we're at a
Nicole?
party, if we're at a party and you walk up to me and tell me
Mhm.
how hot you think my man looks, be looking
I
at
have
you.
done that to a million friends. So and so looks really good tonight. Oh, finally, I see what you see in him. You know?
If I walk up to you, Nicole, and say, if I thought your man was hot before, I really think he's hot now. I mean, that's cool.
But you're friends though, right?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the person.
I don't even care if you're not. That's a compliment.
I
Takes
think
two
it's
people, I think.
also the picture that she was posting with it. It's a picture of him fully clothed, you know,
He's
and
got the
he's
video
got his
thing
phone up to
Yeah.
Rihanna. It would be different if she had like a picture of him like
Shirtless
naked
or-
and stuff, and she was like, if I thought he was hot before, then it'd be like, whoa, girl, what you doing? But it's like I truly think she was just saying like, oh, look at that, he is supporting his woman. That is so hot.
But
But you
can
see
you
the word
say,
support though. Your words matter.
but
It
what about her
don't matter.
history?
He doesn't mean he's cheating on her. I mean, even if she stepped out of boundaries, I don't think that leads to cheating in a sense because he didn't do that. Now, if he reciprocates, that's a whole
Right.
different story.
No. The question isn't about him. He's an innocent party in this whole
Right.
thing.
No, but
Question is
I
it
was
worthy
responding
of
to
him?
Olivia's
It
comment.
could lead to things. Y'all act like it wasn't flirting, but it can be
It
flirting.
wasn't flirting.
Flirting, but you can flirt. I flirt with the check stand person or something. You can flirt, doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna lead. It can lead to anything if you allow it. So you're saying if somebody you were out with your man, you know, and somebody says, "Oh, your woman's beautiful," it's a flirt.
That's
Do you
a
take
flirt.
offense? But do you take offense?
No.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't think she meant it as a flirt, but I wouldn't have taken offense from it if it was a flirt. Let me just put it that way. That's my opinion.
But doesn't she have a history of cheating?
that part.
I don't know who that woman is.
Who has a history of cheating?
Miss
Olivia
Olivia Wilde.
Really?
Apparently
she cheated on
left.
two
Now,
does, but
allegedly, she left her man, Jason Sudeikis, is that how you say his name? She
Oh,
was
Jason
with him. She had
Sudeikis.
2 kids with him. They broke up. Allegedly, she left him for Harry Styles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Exactly.
And allegedly not allegedly, really, isn't the maid, the au pair or what have you suing them or what have you?
Yeah.
Right now.
Again, that's her cheating. If it's gonna happen, even if she's flirting with, it has to be ASAP to reciprocate.
No,
Well, maybe
nobody's
that's
saying
why they're
anyone's
saying that. Maybe
I'm
there's like,
still-
listen,
yeah.
No
the
one's
whole
saying
record,
anyone's
stay in your
cheating.
corner.
Marilyn, I think they're looking at Olivia and her track record and saying she's being thirsty. No one's saying anybody's cheating.
Well, your question was she flirting, and then there's other stuff. So I'm just responding to the statements that have been coming up in this
Well,
conversation.
your statement, your question was, what do we think, right? Like if she was
Right.
My
actually
question
thirsty,
was,
right?
is it inappropriate to openly, because I thought it was openly, I didn't know that would
I
be
don't
the
think
case.
it's. I didn't think it was.
Is it appropriate to openly flirt with somebody else's man? That was my question.
I think it depends on the person and like the intent, like because I think people
Exactly.
can play kind of flirt, but know not to take it that far. But then, you know, there are all those people that it's like, I don't trust you. So, you know, maybe with her history, if she has a history of taking other people's men, like if it's like, I saw you put that comment on somebody else's page, and then next thing you know, they was broken up and then you was with them. If
But
it's like
again,
that, then
You
stay
can only
away.
take it if the other person allows it.
Right.
True that.
Let us know what you think. Do you think Ms. Wilde was being inappropriate, being thirsty, embarrassing, as Rihanna's fans accused her? Or do you think it's perfectly fine to tell somebody else's man how hot they are? No, tell you how hot your man is in your man. What do you think?
Or
Better
vice
me than
versa.
him.
Tell your woman how hot she is in front of your man.
Okay, so we're off of Rihanna now. Our next hot topic is our girl MoNique, who is making the press again for her work and her antics this time. Not just her antics, but there's also some good work.
There's some work tied to it. Okay.
So for those of you who don't know, MoNique has a new movie on BET called The Reading. It's been getting some good reviews, and she got 2 good reviews from her friends, Kym Whitley and Sherri Shepherd, who have a YouTube channel, a YouTube show called Two Funny Mamas. I've never seen it, but I'm sure it's hysterical. But Sherri, I believe, was giving a great review and a recommendation for people to go and watch the movie. And in her review, she made reference to MoNique being blackballed. Well, MoNique did not take kindly to the little excerpt and went off on Kym and Sherri in her usual manner. Now, I think we have the clip just so we can get the context of what was actually said before I give you MoNique's response.
You were giving
I want you to
kudos
hear
to
what
this.
Sherri actually said.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me
Oh,
tell
the
y'all
reading.
something.
Look at her.
Go
You
watch.
saw it?
Yes.
My boy Rob Wilkes, who was a producer of the radio,
Okay.
is his movie.
This is why I hate that MoNique
And
got
text me.
blackballed by Hollywood. You can take it down
Because
now.
she's fierce, huh?
MoNique won the Oscar for Precious for a reason. She's, and like I said, people underestimate comics. She's really, really good. She's a great actress. Now, personality wise, she's always getting in trouble. Always. With, if it's not with another comic, D.L. Hughley, it is with the
Somebody.
industry. It's somebody. But this movie, The Reading with MoNique, when I tell you, I almost turned it off. This sucker it scared me. But MoNique is
Look at the
funny in
trailer
it
of
too.
it. Oh,
It's a
good.
horror / damn comedy. I'ma tell you something. And MoNique got it on her thing. So it's not gonna be me giving away the movie because she's got it posted. When people are getting killed, because you know it's a scary
I
movie,
think
so
that's
somebody's
good.
always getting killed.
That's it, yeah.
Girl,
So you guys heard what Sherri said.
And even in the
MoNique-
comments, they were like, she wasn't blackballed.
MoNique considered this a backhanded compliment. So this is what she tweeted in response, or I think she put it on her Instagram page. Hey, my sweet babies. First, thank you for your compliments regarding my talents and performance in The Reading. I couldn't help but notice, though, that you two said, because of my personality, I'm always, quote, getting in trouble. You then attempted to show a connection between my personality and me being blackballed, along with the fallout I had with brother D.L. Hughley. In addition, you two, within the same breath, mentioned how we as comics are, quote, underestimated. First thing, kids with their parents, criminals with the law, and slaves with their masters get into trouble. And last time I checked, I don't fit into any of these categories to get in trouble with anyone mentioned. Do you two? When you two say, quote, we as comics are underrated, and you, Sherri, Kym and I are ironically all Black female comics, why do you think we're, quote, underrated? My personality is of such where I have to speak up and out against injustices, so we can stop being, as you both said, quote, underrated. And if you notice, I haven't ever started a conversation about you two that involved any negativity in any way in all the years I've known you two. Check my resume. I don't go knocking on anyone's door saying things I can't substantiate, but some people have a problem with me because when they knock on my door with BS, I answer. anytime the team of you two sisters would like to speak with the team of my husband and I. Now, I don't know how her husband jumped into it.
Her
Thank
husband's
you.
her manager,
You're
but
welcome.
he still, he needs to
For
be
what?
out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
two
why
again
can't you say
for
her
the
manager?
compliments, though backhanded. And please know, regardless, I still love you both to life, sisters. That was in quotes, sisters. I
Yeah,
love us
sisters in
for real.
quotes.
I love
Or
us.
Kym. I don't know how Kym got pulled in because Kym didn't say anything.
Yeah, Kym
about
didn't say
Monique.
anything.
Yes.
Kym was just a listener. She was an innocent bystander. So, Divas,
Guilty by association.
getting back to Sherri's original review,
Statement.
was it a
Right.
backhanded compliment?
I
Do you
don't feel
agree
it
with me?
was.
I don't
No.
feel it was.
I think she
No.
just mentioned it. I think it was just conversation, just mention it.
Her choice of words was bad because she said she was always getting into trouble. She should have said Monique always seems to have beef with somebody. And she really shouldn't try to attribute it to Monique's personality. I think I would have been upset about her trying to say there's something in her personality that just causes her to always be at odds with people.
I agree.
That's
I
true.
agree with Nicole.
Yeah, and when you say it that way, I agree with you, but I just don't feel like, I feel like Monique took it too,
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't get in trouble. People get in trouble. Slaves get in trouble. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about?
Right,
They
so
said the
she's
movie was
definitely
good, that people
sensitive.
should see it, and that you were a good actress. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't mention anything we don't know about. It's not like we knew you were blackballed. We know, or I knew about like the whole beef with DL Hughley and stuff. So yeah, maybe again with podcasts and stuff like this, just like we're not talking on script. So we're going to
Right.
stumble over our words sometimes,
Most
and maybe
definitely.
we're going to
Make
not
mistakes.
make the most PC choice of words.
Right.
But
Mhm.
what she was telling people was, go watch that movie. I
Thank
hate that
you.
Monique
Hey,
doesn't
and
get
that
more
was the-
work. That's
should
what I
do-
took from it.
Exactly.
But she
Yes.
also said Monique has a personality that keeps her in trouble. That's what
Well,
Monique's upset
that's true,
about.
But it's true.
It may be. But Monique is saying it's not due to her personality. Monique's saying, I'm not in trouble with people because of my personality. It's not trouble. She's saying, I just speak up for myself when people come at me.
Well, but
Just like-
see,
But
this,
like she's speaking up for herself. Nobody's coming at her.
right. And just like,
Not today.
Marnita's,
We were
like
talking about
Marnita
today.
had mentioned, Monique had time to dissect however
Right,
she
right.
wanted after it was said, and then decided this is what they meant.
Mhm.
Okay, fine, what have you. But like Marnita said, they're just talking, and but ultimately they even said, this is great. Like
Great
The
she
root,
got
movie,
her
the root
award
of
for
everything
Precious
was
for
about
a
her
reason.
performance.
Like they were bigging her up. I mean, so it was just an organic conversation that they were having with their viewers, like what we do.
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
again, I just think that Monique just took it just a little
Took it
bit.
a little bit too far. I think what
That is
She took
Monique.
offense.
Yeah.
what she should have done, instead of putting it on Instagram, she should have just approached them off
Right.
Instagram
I
and
was
just
saying
talked
too.
to them.
Could've
Because
been-
if those
and
are
they
her
could've, like-
friends and her sisters say,
Yeah.
hey, this is how I took it. Because then in their next episode or whatever, they could have, potentially
Right.
apologized or said something. But now it seems like, quote unquote, potentially she may have a little,
A
I
little
don't want to say beef, but something against them, alleged beef. Because I don't want to get in trouble, but
yeah. Slaves get in
Only
trouble.
slaves
girl.
get
You
in
don't fit in
trouble.
it, right? You don't
yeah,
fit
that's
in
right. I
the
love
category.
Juanita. I don't get in
Slave
trouble.
get in
You're
trouble.
right. You're right. I ain't nobody's kid. You're right. I ain't getting in trouble.
I guess Monique won't be on the Sherri Shepherd show no time soon.
And another
Or
one.
her
by
husband
herself.
may be on there because
Right.
remember they may have a conversation.
I'm gonna talk to her and that man, daddy.
But why should you say husband? Why couldn't you just say manager?
I don't know.
Because
But
everyone-
why did he even come in
proud.
there?
Yeah, like why?
She
That was just
doesn't
random.
do anything without him. If you go back and look through all this stuff, everything she does together. And there was even one instance where they were trying to get together to work something out or somebody to talk about something through. She said, no, my husband and I.
Mm. I hope he's worth it.
Mhm.
I
I've
think
been married for a
Monique has
while.
the unique ability to pull an insult out of the jaws of a compliment like no else. It's like she's poised to be mad all
Right.
the time. And Nicole, if that's not a personality defect, I mean, I don't know what is. If you just
Oh,
are always being
I
mad,
think you I think you mistake my opinion. I also think MoNique is always too ready to jump. I was just explaining how she took it. She was insulted about her personality being assaulted or insulted.
So that overlaid everything and just forgot about all the compliments that were given.
She said it was a
She-
backhanded
she
compliment. She
did
thanked
say
her for the
thank you.
backhanded compliment.
Right. She did say thank you.
Well,
Y'all
I
think
think
her
there's
husband's
somebody
like,
out there who wants to work with her because she wouldn't have gotten the role. I mean, like people see the value, like Sherri said, that she's an amazing actress and being able to do a horror and be comedical. Sorry, I can't say the word during that. And the fact to say it's amazing. Now, I ain't gonna watch it because it's a horror movie, so y'all gonna have to give me the notes on it because I don't do horror.
I'll watch it if it comes on BET and see it. I won't watch it on BET
never
Plus.
deny MoNique's talent. It's just that it seems to be difficult to get along with.
She's the common denominator.
Right. I'm not saying denying talent. I'm just saying I'm glad somebody's working with, because you haven't seen her in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it is because of potentially
Right.
personality.
Do you think her husband might
have to be
in her
careful
ear?
with your words.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Do you think her husband might be in her ear? Because you said, Nicole, that she's like doesn't do anything without her husband. Do you think maybe he would be one of those people that's like, nah, see, they ain't rooting for you. You see what she said? I'm the only one in your corner.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't know. I just,
I don't know. I just know they walk in lockstep. And she always praises him for being, like someone just said, in her corner. He's for her. She gives him all glory. That's gonna say all glory to God, but yeah, she admires, respects, and relies on him.
And her career has never been the same since she hooked up with this man.
That's what everyone says. I don't know. I'm not saying, but that's what I've heard.
That's the timeline. That's the timeline.
Same.
Love does crazy things to people.
Yeah.
And if she's still paying her bills the way she need to pay her bills, at least she loved. And she loves him too. Or she feels love. I don't know. I'm assuming, they're loving relationship. I clean that up, okay? I'm not saying anything.
It's like, yes, like.
Well, drop down in the comments and let us know what you think. Was MoNique taking things a little too personally? Were Sherri and Kym throwing shade and coming for MoNique? What's your opinion?
Well,
and don't
Kym
forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. We drop videos once a week, and we always try to keep the topics fresh and piping hot. Hit that like button. Leave us a comment, let us know you paid a visit, but we appreciate you watching, and we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Cheers.
My drink.